安，深情地望着你。早安，我的 baby， 你伴我迎接灿烂的曙光，迎接崭新的黎明，是你给我无穷的力量，勇敢地向前行。
主持人 City， 欢迎大家今天晚上来到加拿大中国妇女互助协会的 Zoom 直播间。今天晚上我们继续云上趣味英语课程。现在欢迎由我们协会特聘的拥有着丰富英语教学经验的 Mary 老师为大家带来关于机场英语的课程内容分享，也希望今天的课程能够给大家带来很大的收获。现在有请 Mary 老师。
谢谢 Cindy， 谢谢 CCWAA 平台，我们好高兴星期四来到我们课堂。好的，我把准备好。好，今天我们讲 airport 哈 ，airport， 因为我们都是现在疫情刚刚要转好了，大家都是要出门，大家相信很多都喜欢出去走走，假如实行疫情好的时候，我们都会走走哈。那么airport is a very stressful place， stressful 哈。我把我的视频拿出来。I think everybody is quite familiar with the airport because we are 1 or 2 times maybe travel, maybe from China or within Canada, or back and forth. We see, and we also have experienced all the hectic, the hassle at the airport. At the airport, the hassle, hassle. We can see that all these transportation, all the movement, and so many people around at a very busy place will get busy very soon, I'm sure. And we have to go through many procedures before we can board the airplane. So 我们去学那种的英语字哈，那么也不困难，其实不困难哈。Navigating through the airport 哈 ，throughout the airport 就是穿来穿去，去把我们的事情做好 ，check in, check out, go through the immigration, go through the security, and you have to find our way around. Find our way around, and we travel by airplane. It is one of the fastest transportation we can use for our travel. So we can see the airport is very huge, 很大哈，非常多的人，也是在有些大飞机在很多的747啊，那么去。Long distance, and the speed, S-P-E-E-D, speed. We can see all the security in that area. It is very important. They have all the rules and regulation, and the security of everybody passing by for the safety of everybody. Everybody. 那么我们也是要transfer from one domestic terminal to the international terminal, or we have to change our flight. So we see domestic departure is 我们就是坐飞机离开了arrival 是到达了arrival. So we have a domestic airport or domestic terminal. And then international airport. When the international means from this country, for example, here, Miami, Florida, the international means they're not going to the States because it's in USA, not going to the States, but out of the country. So that means international 是国外的和国际的飞机场。我们加拿大也是有那个国际的，我们叫 gateway 哈。gateway 就是说，不是每一个城市都有一个 international flight。something like Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver is a gateway to the international country, other countries. And you can see the busy hustle and bustle. 我们学过这个字了 hustle and bustle. And there are lots of signs, lots of movement. So we have to go through the counter. We came in with luggages. And then we go through the check-in counter. We have the security, and we may have to wait for the time to come. And we have to, maybe we can buy the duty-free and the shops around. We can browse around, and we board the plane when it is time to go on the flight. 所以这个都是英语哈。We can see these are the luggages. This is carry on luggage. Carry on, carry 就是我们带住跟我随身的那个行李哈，随身行李。Then maybe we have to buy some travel insurance. 有些游客呢买一点那个保险，或者是那意外保险啊，或者那个健康保险，到其他的国家有的保障哈。They have something to protect themselves. So travel insurance. So we will have to find our way around. So your departure usually is on the second floor or above the upper floor. And then the arrival is usually on the ground floor. And we have a check-in counter. So whereby there are many airplane or airline agents working there at the counter. So to look after their clients, their tourists, their clients, they're taking their air flights. Now, how to board the plane? And also, airport is a very stressful place. Stressful, 我们说学英语 no 没有压力哈，没有压力 no stress. We learn English without stress. Learn it in an interesting way. 不要有压力，不懂的字跳过去，慢慢我们就会重复哈。We can repeat, we repeat. So just we learn how to listen to the word and get used to the sentences and phrases. Airport can be stressful. So it is helpful to know how to board the plane efficiently. Efficient 就是很有效果的，不会浪费时间的，也不会很多 stress 的 not making us very tired. It can be tired, but it can be more efficient. 很有效率的 board a plane efficiently. When we also have important documents, 文件我们一定有我们的飞机票 whether it's a paper or electronic copy. Electronic copy 是因为我们现在会有在电话上或者不用有的 ticket on hand, but we still recommend we print the boarding ticket, boarding pass. Boarding pass 就是上飞机的一张票，门票差不多是门票有这样，它有they indicate the seat, the gate number, the destination and the time of boarding. So give you some idea how to guide you around to go to the airplane. So you may have to carry your ID, identification card. And then the passport is very important. In the past, when we go across Canada, USA, we do not need a passport. We just carry our driver license. At that time, we don't even have a photo. We don't even have a photo ID. Our driver license without photo. We just cross the border by car or walk around, go through the border. But now, after 9/11, 9/11以后 after 9/11, it is mandatory, 就是一定要规定了 mandatory. We need to carry our passport. And then we go through check-in and then get through to the security and then find our gate. So that which gate you are supposed to board your plane. So we sit down and wait for our plane. Okay. This is a summary of today's lesson. And this is only a part one. Part one 哈，我们第一课。那么 airport can be stressful, so it is helpful to know how to board a plane efficiently. There are many important documents, including your air ticket, boarding pass, identification card, your passport, and we have to go through the check-in counter. And then also after the check-in, we go through the security. And every is a mandatory. So any airport, whether domestic or international, we have to go through security. 是为我们的安全. And then after security, then we find our gate and we wait there. And then we wait for the boarding to begin. So this is how the procedure give us all this hassle. And this is a gate number. A gate number. They might assign you to the gate number whereby your plane will be waiting outside and then where you can board the plane. Maybe it's a C, like an alphabetical order, and then inside the counter, inside the hall, you have many different entry or exit onto the plane. So numbers with the numbers. Now, how to board the plane? So, and then we also give you advice for first-time flyer. Flyer means 我们坐飞机的人，flyer 也可以一个传单传那个印刷很多广告的传单 flyer 这个 flyer 是比较俗语，不是 tourist， 但是就是 someone who ride the aeroplane. Best advice for first-time flyer. So how to find your way around an airport? 怎么样去在飞机场走来走去找你需要的地方飞机场 is very huge place. 很大的一个地方It is a very huge area whereby there are many people going to different direction on a different air flight from different destination to maybe starting from different city to different destinations. Destination 就是目标目的地 destination DESTINATION destination. We arrive to the right spot. 我们有没有到那个对的地方At the right time 对的时间，你有没有不要迟到You have to give yourself a lot of time. You need a lot of time to prepare and to arrive at the airport, and you get ready and wait for the airplane to take you over, and then arrive in the right spot at the right time because there are many terminals, airline, airport, many terminals. They have many different wings, W-I-N-G, wing 就是一个那个地方好多个方向direction at the right time. Follow the signs at airport. 我们要跟住很多那种的标志牌给我们看到你应该去哪一个 flight. They have monitor to tell you your flight number, your departure time or departure arrival time, or maybe the gate number. The gate number. Make sure you find the correct terminal building. Building 它也是非常多的一个楼building, terminal building. You have to go to your right, correct terminal building for your flight. For your flight. Whatever flight you are taking, you have to go to the right place. If you go to the wrong place, you got into the wrong airplane and you arrive to the wrong direction, the destination. Now, 那么 for instance 就打个比喻例子 domestic terminal 啊，本地的 terminal 跟国际的 terminal 哈，international terminal， 好像in Toronto we have terminal 1, terminal 2， one is for domestic, one is for international. Vancouver is the same, it's quite a long way to walk. So we know that domestic is 本地的啊，本地的 we don't need to go through immigration, but we all need to go through security. Security 就是过那个检查哈，那个安全的检查安检。那 international we also have to go through the security, but in addition we have to go through the immigration from our own country to let you go out and to your destination country to allow you to come in, to enter into their country, whether you have the proper document like a visa to go into the country, or maybe you don't need a visa, whether you have a valid passport. And then in the same country, that means domestic flight, it is in the same country. So you have cities may not have international flights. So we have to fly out from our own city and go through to the gateway and depart from your gateway to international. If you want to go to China, Beijing, Shanghai, and then Hong Kong, you have to fly out either in Canada is through Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal. In the same country, so we do not need to go through the immigration to check whether you are eligible to enter into another country. Okay, so this is domestic. Domestic is our 本国自己的国家，所以我们不用以前不用 passport， 只要有一个 ID 就可以了。现在就911 after 9/11。We have to have passport. Everyone must have a passport. So on arrival, 假如说你domestic flight 从你的城市去了另外一个城市 arrive to another city, you pick up the checked baggage. Checked baggage means you 把那个行李呢托运给那个飞机航空公司航空公司跟你带住不用你自己拿了。到那边要你拿回来check baggage. So when you carry on 随身的行李呢 carry on luggage or carry on baggage 这样去看。那么 and leave the airport. Domestic flight is very easy and faster because once you arrive, you don't need to go through the immigration. You just pick up your checked luggage. If you don't have a checked luggage, you just go with your belongings. Okay, belongings, and you can leave the airport just like that. It's very easy and quite fast. 我们读一下 domestic flight 呢，就是 in the same country, we do not need to go through the immigration. We check whether you are eligible to enter into the country, because when you go to international, they have to check your passport, whether you have a proper document to enter into my country. Okay, so whether you have a visa to come into my country, so this is another country. So on arrival, you pick up the checked baggage and leave the airport. That is domestic. Domestic 是本国的那种的飞机哈。And then when we have a domestic transfer to international, if your city 你自己的城市没有国际的航线 you don't have international flight to fly out from your city, then you have to fly into the gateway city. Gateway 那么 not all cities in a country got international airports. 不是每一个城市在同一个国家呢有 international airport. Then we have to fly out through a local domestic airline to the international airport in the main city. 就是 gateway 我们就叫这个是 called gateway city. gateway 就是好像一个闸口一样，就是通过这个闸口才可以出国，就是这样。And then this is different from when we drive. When we are driving across to the United States, it is already international, but because we call them trans-border. I'll tell you the name later. And then okay. Now, domestic transfer to international. Not all cities in a country have an international airport. So we have to fly out through a local domestic airline to the international airport in the which is the main city, usually a larger city, and this is called gateway city. Gateway. Then we have international airport. We arrive to international airport. Then we have to go through security again. We have to go through some kind of immigration. They check whether you have the passport before you go out. And then before boarding a flight, domestic or international, whether you are going to 本国的飞机或者 international 国际的飞机, we have to go through security. Security 是一定要过的 ，security 是安检security to ensure 确定一下 the safety on the aeroplane. So they don't have any sharp weapon. They don't have any 枪 weapons, the gun or anything to hurt anybody on board the flight. This is very important. And before boarding a flight, domestic or international flights, we have to go through security to ensure the safety on the airplane 也可以 AIRPLANE 都通的 plane 也通的哈。那么 upon arrival 假设我们到达那个 international 另外一个 international airport 呢 we go through immigration to check the eligibility 检查我们有没有资格进去做那个country 那个国家eligibility 很容易的哈 ELIGIBILITY eligibility 哈。有些 international airport 是 return citizen 就是说我们回来了那个我们的公民回来了就是 return citizen or visa for foreign tourists 我们有外地的游客进来呢他需要 visa 或者他不需要 visa 因为有邦交的国家他不需要 visa 但是要有一个 documentation which is passport valid passport for how many years how many months at least 6 months so upon arrival 就是到达目标了目的地了 go through immigration and then go to check the eligibility maybe for the return citizen we prove that we are citizen or the foreigner tourists they will need a visa to enter the country okay or the validity of the passport to enter into this country. And another type of travel is trans-border. Trans-border means because we are very large country, our neighbor is also America, USA. So it is very common for us to travel across the border. We can walk over there at the border, or we can drive over and take a flight over from Canada to USA or from USA. American keep coming into Canada. So it's like a sister country, and a country neighboring country. So we have to go through security as well. Okay, then we might have a less strictness on the visa. We don't need a visa for Canada and USA. With our Canadian citizen passport, we don't need a visa to go to America. But maybe in China, we do need a validity valid visa maybe they valid for 10 years and multiple times, multiple entry 就是多次那个 visit 的visit. Also, we must go through immigration because this is another country. They will ask you, how much did you bring? What did you bring? Any duty-free item and how much? And they ask you how long you're going to stay in the state, or what is your purpose of visit? Purpose of visit 就是说，你来这边有什么目的地？目标？为什么要来？You can visit your friend, or you can go to a seminar, conference, or you just tourism want to see the place. Don't say you are going to work because if you don't have a working permit, you're supposed not able to work. 我们要做工一定要有的工作证，working permit 哈。我们这个叫 transporter， 就是走过那个边界边界就是 border transporter border 是一个旁边一条线，过去就是美国，过来就是加拿大这样去看。From Canada to or from USA, go through security. We also go through immigration because it is another country. So this is transporter checking through the security. They're quite strict also. The tip is to find out the correct terminal. 我们一定要找对你要去哪一个飞机场。In advance of your departure, in advance 就是你离开你的本地以前，或者你在外地离开以前，你要知道哪一个 terminal is the right terminal for you to enter to arrive there. Because if you go to the wrong one, it is so big and so huge, and you take a long time, another half an hour to go to another terminal. Sometimes it's so big, you have to maybe take another half an hour to transfer from one to the other. This will help you feel less overwhelmed. 就不会这么不知怎么做了feel your feeling, your feel less 是少一点 over 是太过了太多了不懂你怎么做了 overwhelmed 我们再读一下 find out the correct terminal in advance 就是事先 of your departure 没有离开以前this will help you feel less overwhelmed 感觉不要不懂怎么做那个很慌忙时间又不够了这样去看 and then you almost all have to carry some kind of a luggage whether you carry a lot of luggage or you just carry something simple. Most airlines recommend that you arrive at the airport at least 最少要到那个飞机场要做手续 you have to do some check-in. So 2 hours before departure for domestic flight 叫做本地的本国的 travel 呢就是要2个小时那么3 hours or more for international flight 国际的需要3个小时以前到达预送一点那么 it is a good general rule 这个好的规则因为你看的疫情他们要那个验那个测那个疫情的我们要 give them another half an hour more because you have to line up the more people are lining up it make it so slow and then your time passes and then most airlines recommend 建议 that you arrive at the airport at least 2 hours before departure for domestic flights and then 3 and more hours for international flights. It is a good general rule. Rule of thumb. Thumb 就是手指就是一定要依照这样的规矩去做事情就不会错了这意思 And then there are several reasons 很多原因理由 why you might need extra time 预多一点时间，你要预多一点时间 extra time， 多一点时间。假如说他做3个小时，你 maybe give them a 4 hour 啊。This is for your own good, and you can relax. You not so worry, and then you're not so frustrated if something caught up. If you are checking a bag, okay, if you are checking a luggage, you might want to have a bit more time because you might have to line up. You don't know how many people are lining up there or how busy was the airport. If so, you might have to spend more time checking in, and getting someone to weigh your bag. Weigh 就是磅称你的行李，不要超重啊。那么他要 tag your luggage， tag 就把一个标志绑在那个行李上。They have the code for the destination code. You have your name, your flight number. Everything is identification tag. Now, the identification tag on your bag is for the computer to scan, and then the computer, the conveyor belt will lead this luggage to the right destination. 可以把输送带呢，它会转去对的地方，不会错了啊。Are you checking a bag? If so, 假如是的话 you might have to spend more time 多一点时间 checking in, check in and getting someone to weigh your bag. These all cost time. These spend our time. And then check in line, 那个排队check in line, queue up line, wait time 就是等待的时间呢can vary. 我们上次讲过一个 VARY 跟 VERY 的 difference, right? Vary 这个是大 vary, VA 的是分别can vary greatly. 有时候的 waiting time, you never know whether maybe it's very fast or maybe there's a lot of people or maybe the person in front of you have problem and they delay you. So it varies greatly. 好多时间的，好多的分别，有时候非常快你很多时间，有时候真的好慢So you want to build in 建立 extra time， 建立多一点时间在里面 build in your time, build in extra time， 预的时间if checking a bag we need more time, extra time 就是 check-in line, wait time, waiting time 就是等待的时间check-in line, wait time can vary greatly. So you want to build in extra time. If checking a luggage or a bag, or maybe the bag is too overweight, and you have to take out some of the item in your bag, or you pay the extra luggage fee. Extra luggage fee 要付钱这样去看。And then sometimes 有时候呢airport parking， 假如说你是 domestic flight， 有时候我们开车自己去，就 park 车摆在那个停车场airport parking lot shuttle。 那么在停车场呢它远远的要20分钟或者半个小时，它会有车来接你的所以我们不会 jam up the airport itself. So sometimes airport parking, you may need to park your car for 1 week or 2 days. Then you give yourself a bit more time to wait for the shuttle, because the shuttle can take a long time to make their round. Round 就是回来他假如说送一般人过去，位置满了，你要等下一架 you have to wait for the next shuttle. Shuttle 就是常常这个车子来回接客人的can take a long time to make their round 就是转一个圈去那边送来再过来去接你。那么 to get filled to capacity 是容量，但是这个是客量，人客的量数目字fill 就是载满了 fill up。 我们上学了一个 fill up the gas 我们加油 汽油车油fill up the gas 这个 fill to capacity 就人坐在车里面 shuttle bus maybe a mini bus or maybe a bigger bus 那么 with other family 有些其他的 family 他好多人and their children and their luggages maybe they have a lot of luggage from their car and then they have to shuttle to the airport terminal. So if you budget extra time 假如说你预料多一点时间呢你就不会赶了那 you can wait for the next shuttle then you not worry oh my goodness my time is running out no more time they took a long time to come back then this waiting time would not derail your travel plan 不会把你的时间表弄乱了So that's why you have to give yourself extra time to go to do all these. Like when you're parking your car, you're checking your luggages, or you may have to do something problem with your ticketing, something like that. Sometimes airport parking lot 就是停车场 lot 就是场地 airport 停车场的 shuttle 就是车有载客人的车是 courtesy 车就不用另外付钱的 can take a long time to make their round 转一个圈过来 or get filled to capacity 很多客人填满了 fill up with other family 有些其他的家庭 and their luggages 好多 luggage 有个 S 的应该If you budget extra time 假如说你有预料早一点去呢那你就不用帮忙waiting for the next shuttle will not derail 就是轨道火车的轨道rail 就是轨道 D 就是出轨了出去了跑出去了你的时间控制不好了you cannot control your time and then derail your travel plan 你的旅游计划travel plan 这样去看我们先看小字好像 fill up fill to capacity 这样去看 derail 可以学一个字travel plan 是那个计划这样去看那么 luggages family 这样去看 extra time budget 是预料那个算在里面去 waiting 等待 next 就下一个这样去看看回放重复来听 Are you parking at the airport 你要问自己了你要不要 park 你的车在 airport 呢假如说你不 park 车可能你儿子带你去他要 park 车你要跟住他的对吗 So if so give yourself an extra 20 minutes 给你自己多20分钟早20分钟去extra 20 minutes 我们就学英文字 extra 20 minutes on top of the time on top 就是加多20分钟已经预料了早半个小时你也加多20分钟吧就是这样 on top of the time Are you parking at the airport 你问自己if so 假如是的话 if so 就是的 give yourself 那么你就给自己 an extra 20 minutes 多20分钟的时间 on top of the time that you already given 就是你本来已经有的时间呢你就给他多一点时间就是这样去看Do you have security pre-clearance 美国加拿大是有一种呢证件呢是 pre-clearance 就是早一点弄好的它有你的全部的记录的好像你的犯罪事件没有了那么好像你的家庭背景你有没有犯过罪的那个记录叫 pre-clearance 那么他就不用在那边他给你一个特别的一个证件 very special card to have all the code there your name your ID so you can scan that in with the kiosk and then you don't need to line up with the people checking in and 那么你就过关就快一点快了很多了这样快很快了那么 do you have a security pre 就是前面已经做好那种清关的 相关的那个手续啊procedure。And then can make it faster 就快一点了 ，faster 快一点过关了啊，就是这样。To get through security at the airport。那么 in USA 在美国呢，它叫那个 TSA 就是 Transportation Security Agency 啊，美国运输安全的管理的一个机构。And then pre-check 就是早已经把你东西都 check 好了，不像临时 check 了。或 global entry，global 是国际的进来加拿大，因为美国进去美国有墨西哥在它旁边，它另外一面是加拿大，另外一面是墨西哥 Mexico 好，那么这个是 Canada and USA we call Nexus we have to pre-approve。你们申请了以后你的一过关好容易了，这个都是 custom 就是海关， immigration 就是移民局，要经过他们的机构来证明你是 OK 的，可以过去的，那么他有时间看你的记录的这样去 nexus 那么 this nexus is a joint 就是联合起来，是谁联合的谁呢？Canada Border Service Agency 就是加拿大的边界这个美国这是跟美国的边界的服务的一个 agency。那么跟美国的 custom 海关custom 就是海关 and Border Protection Operator Trusted Traveler 也是另外一个 border 边境的来保护两个国家的一种的机构。那么 and expedite加快 border control 就是把那个程序那个 procedure make it faster to go through because you don't need to check anymore, you already checked already. If anything alerted, you can be alert right away 那么我们就看到 border 就是边界control 控制一个 program 那么是边界管理的一种计划design 设计为我们呢 pre-approve 预先已经批准这个人是可以去 travel 的low risk 就是说这个人风险不是很高的，很低的风险的，他没有什么怀疑就 OK low risk traveler risk 就是风险冒险风险那么读一下nexus 那么大家懂的就假设大家是加拿大 citizen 呢公民呢，美国公民也可以申请，也是这样的一个 nexus joint 是联合在一起 joint 联合在一起 Canada Border Service Agency US Custom and Border Protection Operated Trusted Traveler and Expedited Border Control Program 这个是一个计划，大家联起做一个计划 design 设计来呢给 pre-approve 预先批准了，那么就不用当时的时间比较少了而且这个 traveler 这个 tourist 呢就是 low risk traveler是比较低风险的，没有什么可疑的怀疑他了。那么 member of the program can avoid 我们就假设你是那个 owner holder 这个 nexus 的 holder 就是你持有这个证件的人呢 can avoid 避免 waiting wait 就是等待 at the border entry point 你就不用等待，这个是 valid not only at the airport they also on the land and the sea land 呢开车很容易，我们常常开车到美国去，开车去也是可以用这个，飞机也可以用，这个是通过他们的 immigration 跟 custom 就可以了跟那个坐船的 sea 的他们也有海上的。那么 by using reserved lane 他们有专门的一条线给他们去走过去就不用跟其他的人去排队using reserve 是特别为他设计的 lane 是一条线 at land crossing into Canada and the USA United States land 也有including from Mexico墨西哥也可以进来，他们有他们的另外一种的名称的 holding certificate or ID 这样去看。By using self-serve kiosk 是一个亭 at airport， 在那个 airport 呢有一个 self-serve， 就是说你自己去弄用它一 scan 叮，就是你过关了假如说有事情它就有红灯这样去看。那么 self-serve 就是自己可以过去的，不用有人的。那么 in Canada and USA 这样去看。像我们我没有中国的 passport， 但 I have a 回乡证。那么我们是 use a thumbprint and then just go to some. And even I flew from Canada, arrived to Shanghai, or arrived to Beijing, the first international port, and I just use the 回乡证就可以了，就不用经过那种 immigration 的 officer。那么按那个把那个卡给他 scan， 那么那个机器跟我就用的thumbprint， 那么他的门就开给我，走过去了，好快。Members of the program can avoid wait at border entry points by using reserved lanes at land crossing into Canada and the United States, including from Mexico， 这个也有，美国墨西哥也有。By using self-serve 就是自己去做，自己做，自己服务自己 kiosks at airport in Canada and USA. However， 但是呢 carrying a valid passport is still recommended。 虽然有那个证就不用看 passport， 但是还是最好是带 passport， 因为有时候有些地方是没有这样的机器去 scan is recommended carrying a valid 是有效期的那么 passport 护照 is still recommended 这个是陆地的这个 bridge， 因为加拿大跟美国好多那种的 bridge you cross， we just cross by driving, then you use a nexus enrollment center, you can go through it very fast, and if you are driving they have a special lane and you go through that, and then you just scan yourself and you go through, and it's very fast. And at the airport, then we do this way. So there's a global entry. You just scan yourself, put your ID. They have a barcode, and it's very easy and fast. And then these are the next different one. They call pre-check. And then the Sentry is from Mexico. And then global entry 是全国的日警的那种的福利，是那个美国旅游计划Trusted Traveler Program 是有 pre-check， 就是预早 check 好了。那么 Nexus 是加拿大跟美国的 ，and then Sentry 是墨西哥跟那个美国的Fast 是 Canada, USA and Mexico 都通用的就是这样的文件那么这个呢 Fast 呢不是给我们的 for truck driver， 货车的司机，因为他们常常载货来去，每天都要来或者每星期来这样的for the truck driver truck lorry 是英国的英文就是货车 truck 就是美国的英文 lorry 是 LORRY 是 British English。 And then you may need extra time if you don't have one of these。 那么假如说你没有这样的证件呢 keep in mind 记住 you might have to wait a line in line longer， 你要等待呢排队了时间会长一点的budget ahead of time 也是叫你预多一点时间进去那个飞机场 to accommodate 这个 potentially long queue 就是要排长龙你不懂会不会排长龙，但是那一天很多人你就又要了，少人就 very lucky If you don't have one of these, just now we say that the Nexus document, keep in mind 记住that you might have to wait in line longer 长一点时间 budget 这样是要计划好预算好 ahead 早一点 ahead of time to accommodate 就是说适应一下那个 potentially 是可能的 potential 是可能会有长龙 long queue这样去看 那么就是学一个一个字，不要紧，不懂 potentially 就学 long queue 啊，不懂那个accommodate 就用 budget ahead 这样就学了。keep in mind 我们平常讲话都可以说 keep in mind 记住啦啊，这样去看啊。那么check in 我们叫 check in once you enter the airport 你走去 airport 了，第一件事情 first thing you should do is check in if you have not done so online 你 check in 呢有2种 you can do it online 就是家里在那个电脑里弄好了 check in 了。假如说你没有在家里弄好，你赶快一进去就不要去买东西，先去 check in 就是这样。那么在线那个我们 online 就是在线办理的登机手续。Many airlines allow you to check in online 24 hours 就1天时间就可以了，一天就是24小时就给你去check in 那么 before your flight 不可以早，但是24小时他就给你开始去 check in 了。Once you enter the airport, the first thing you should do is check in. If you have not done so online, many airlines allow you to check in online 24 hours before your flight. Before your flight. 我们这个 check in, 假如说你没有 check in 就叫 counter, the agent check in for you. They will do all the procedure for you.And then if you are not checking in a bag 假如说你没有行李要带输送呢 this is a great opportunity to because it allows you to download 它可以给你 online download 它的在手机上的 mobile boarding pass 登机牌，那个 mobile 就是在手机上的那种登机牌。那么 to your phone 在你的 phone 里面 to bypass 就不用再 print 出来，绕过那个 check in 你就不用排队就算，你就直接去那个 security 他承认你的 pass。 但是呢最好印好一个 copy， 因为 in case your phone have no power no power 那坏掉了或者 lost 了或者怎么样，你就没有 pass， 一定要有个print out and head of security head for security 就不是头进去了前进了 head for 不是头了，但是前进向这个方向去那个 security 走过去了我们读一下 If you are not checking a bag, this is a great option because it allows you to download 下载 a mobile boarding pass 那个登机牌叫 boarding pass to your phone 在你的手机上 to bypass 就是绕过了不用去排队了 check in and head for security 你只要有这张的 pass 你就可以直接去那个security counter 里面去过关了过那个安检了。If you would like a paper boarding pass or if you are checking a bag 假如说你要 check 一个 bag 进去叫它运输呢你可以去you have to officially check in 你可以去那 counter 它会帮你 officially 是那个正式去做一个手术那么 paper boarding pass electronic boarding pass mobile boarding pass就是形容这个 boarding pass 性质是纸张的还是那个电子的If you are checking a bag 那么你就需要去做点手术 check in 的手术那么 if you want to check yourself by yourself self check kiosk 有 kiosk 你就把你的passport scan 一下那么你打一个你的flight number 能显示你的名字那么就按那个有时候选那个select your seat 找你的位置什么位置他就 print 一个 boarding pass for you or maybe a luggage tag for you and you do it yourself. It's not difficult when you get used to it, okay? This is called self-check kiosk. Kiosk 是一个亭子。那么 you will enter information 怎么做呢？你把那个资料输送进去 about your flight reservation 或者那个 file locator 或者你的 flight number, the date and the the name. To print boarding pass, and then you have check luggage, and then you select seat. You can select seat. You can tell them how many check baggage you have, 1 piece or 2 pieces, and then select seat 选位置。You will need to find your way to the luggage drop line. 那么你要打你的行李呢，找那个 luggage drop off line， 就把那个丢进去就可以了。因为呢，行李有那个 luggage tag。就这个行李不会不见掉，不见掉就找得到啊，所以你知道可以 drop line, drop line, drop off your luggage 啊。那么 you will enter information about your flight reservation 是订机票的那个资料 to print boarding pass, check bags, 1 bag or 2 bags, and select seat 选你的位置。You will need to find your way 找你的路 to luggage drop line。那么这个 counter 它有这个把那行李一放进去，它就输送进去了。那么 to get your check bag weigh， 要么是要去 weigh 一下，它要看磅一下重量 ，and drop up 丢在那边，它就传过去了，输送进去了啊。For airports without self check-in machine， 假设有一些小的机场呢没有这样的自动自己去 check in 啊的机器呢。The airline customer service agent 有人带你去做 at the check-in counter will handle the entire， 它是整一个 everything process 是过程啊 entire means everything from 1 to 10 OK process 啊这样去看。那么 you travel with only carry on 你手带的随身带的一个小行李呢叫 carry on kind of luggage 有什么行李呢 carry on luggage 这个名称我们学那个名称 check baggage check 就是叫航空公司飞机跟你输送的你不用带住的。那么有 luggage tag 有一个牌子那个行李牌 and then traveling destination 的牌子上面呢有那个 destination 的目的地它会印那个 3 letter code 那个城市的一个 code 飞机场的 code name of passenger and more OK 那么它这个 carry on luggage check baggage luggage tag traveling destination name of passenger 那么 destination code 呢我们有呢举几个例我也懂好几个很多那个国家的那个 code 3 letter code Ottawa YOW Montreal Dorval Airport YUL YMX 以前呢 Montreal 有个 Mirabel Airport 是 International Airport 现在不用了用 Dorval Airport 那么 Toronto 是 YYZ Vancouver 是 YVR 这样去看那么 Calgary YYC Halifax YHX Halifax and then Peking Beijing PEK 这样去看 Shanghai 那么很多还有很多地方只是举个例那么 then when you check in counter you select your seat what seat do you want aisle seat aisle seat 是那个旁边的路边的那个路旁的 window seat middle seat center seat center 是中间的假设有3个位 window 是窗口位 boarding pass 就是 check in 的那个 pass check luggage check valid passport or valid travel document 那么这都是那个字我们要懂select seat 选位置 aisle seat window seat boarding pass check luggage check valid travel document 那么我们有问题他来 check 的时候他说 Could I have your passport please Can I have your passport please 那么给你的 passport 给我那么那个 agent 说 How many bags are you checking in today 你要 check in 多少个 bag How many bags are you checking in today 那么你说 I have 2 bags to check in or I have 1 bag or I have no bag 都可以自己去讲那么你就回答了 Would you prefer an aisle seat or a window seat 你要窗口位还是那个路边的位呢那么 window seat please 也可以 window please or aisle seat please 都可以你自己选择 Would you prefer an aisle seat or a window seat? A window seat, please, or aisle seat, please. This is your boarding pass. 这个是你的登机证。The boarding time is 8:45 from gate B2. 他跟你讲了，有8点45分就要登机了。但是飞机可能不是8点45分走的，可能9点半或者9点15分。From gate B2 就在这个 B 你走过去，你找这个地方。The boarding time and boarding gate. Boarding time, boarding gate. 那么你说 thank you 这样你就拿着登机证，打好你的 passport. Make sure you take your passport and then your carry on luggage with you and find your place. 这样去看。那么 security 我们下一次讲security 我们下一次讲。那么下次呢我们会讲那个很多给大家看的预料的security 怎么样过那个 security 关要注意什么东西另外还讲呢就是关于 jet lag taking flight from domestic terminal transfer to international terminal, arrive to international terminal, transfer to domestic terminal. 假如说你要回家了，在国际回来了要怎么走那么我们就下一次讲。那么也是讲那个 jet lag traveling by air. 在 airport we use 24-hour clock. 我们刚刚学了12个时辰，就是 24-hour clock. 那么 time difference between countries. 在每个国家有些时差。那么你回来呢有 jet lag， 你多了几个小时或者少了几个小时，好像呢中国跟加拿大就刚刚跟东边跟相反是13个小时了。那么 jet lag how to take care of jet lag then avoid the jet lag tips to quickly overcome recover 怎样去没有 jet lag 那个倒时差了。那么 traveling by air那么 best advice for the first time traveler flyer 就说飞机的人最好的给资料给 first time maybe not frequent 不是常常去坐飞机的人要怎么注意，怎么去过关，怎么去 security 穿什么鞋子什么东西，很多东西我们 next week 我们就讲这一课今天刚刚好的时间。
你是那夜空中最美的星星，照亮我与